Hi,
Hello,
how are you?
I'm doing well. It looks pretty windy over there.
Yeah, that's where I'd like to live.
Okay. You're Brian.
Yes.
Where do you live?
Do you know Bowmanville?
Sorry again?
You know where Bowmanville is?
No.
It's east of Durham in Toronto, GTA,
Okay.
like past Curtis,
Okay.
past Oshawa. Yeah.
All right. And what are we talking about?
So I do dog training. Um, about me, I have a mobile grooming van, although I haven't used it. I just bought it because it was a good price and they're rare, but haven't done anything with it. I do some dog walking, um, and I do training. So I've thought of I think I need to like maybe redefine it or like choose just one thing or something like that. Um, I
Or
also
do
have,
some marketing or get in front of people.
yeah, I mean, I think part of it is I don't know which direction to go because I feel like I have three ideas when maybe it should be one. I mean, it's all dog service, but it's kind of broad at the moment.
Okay. Do you have any employees?
No, I have no, I have people that I know that would do it if
So
it's
you have a job, not a business.
correct. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't even call it a job yet. I mean, I have an idea.
Okay. So how do you make money today?
So I do the dog walking and training, and I have a job at a dog training facility.
Okay. So you work full time at your job, real job?
No, I get assigned work. So like if there's a dog that needs training, like I would
Okay.
book
So
that person.
what's your monthly income average for the past 12 months?
I'd say around 5,000,
Okay. Um, and your expenses?
about 4,000.
Okay. Could you not reduce those expenses?
I can, yeah, I can. I also have an inheritance.
Okay.
I'm not like spending it, but I'm trying to figure out how to use that to help as well.
Is it invested?
Right now, um, yeah, the part of it that I have access to is kind of in like a GIC and some other little stuff, and I have another part. It's in my house, my mom's house.
Okay. So in real estate.
Yeah,
Okay. All right. Okay. So your goal is to start a business.
yeah.
Why do you want to start a business? That might sound like a silly question, but humor me.
I don't like working for people. I've always kind of tried to do my own thing, just haven't been super successful. Like I was like a professional poker player, and I started doing this dog thing now. I don't know. I just want to make it on my own. I feel like there's better upside. Like you don't make a lot working for people.
Okay. So you're tired of making other people rich first and you want to do it for yourself.
Yeah.
Okay. How many of my videos have you watched?
Maybe about five or so. Like
Did you watch the top 10 most profitable businesses video?
yes.
You have? Okay. What kind of vehicle do you have?
Right now I just have a minivan
What
and I have
kind?
a minivan. I have a Kia Sedona.
Okay. Is that the vehicle you were thinking of wrapping?
Uh, Not really. I mean, I haven't even. No, I mean, if I was gonna wrap a vehicle, I would probably get another vehicle.
Okay,
Minivan, I don't think is like the best
yeah,
wrap.
yeah, they don't look very good wrapped. But the Mercedes Sprinter vans look pretty good wrapped, and they have prestige. But they're
Mhm.
kind of hard to find used, in good shape used.
Yeah,
Okay, so never buy a new vehicle. Okay, so you've watched the top 10 most profitable businesses video,
yep.
and does any of them resonate with you?
Uh, Not really. I mean, because I've spent the last 4 years or so either learning about dogs and training dogs. That's what I'm interested in.
Okay. I want you to hear yourself through my ears and through my eyes. Okay. Is there any money in dog training?
Yes,
Is it scalable? Can you
yes.
build generational wealth?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's capped. I mean, I think I look at like the most successful dog trainers, and I do think they're making 7 figures. I don't think they're making like 8 figures or higher.
Okay. What do you know about me?
Uh, just from those videos, and I was on the live today,
Okay.
and I know, yeah, like you've helped like different various companies and a bunch
You
of,
were on the live today?
yeah.
Okay. Um, okay. What I'm sensing, I mean, I'm reading between the lines here. It sounds like you want a job, not a business. How many businesses do I own while I'm here trying to help you?
How many businesses do you own?
Yeah,
You said today, I think 19.
right. 19 businesses that work for me. I have partners who run the businesses. We create a strategy, we create the business blueprint, and as long as they're producing the goals and the results that we need, I stay out of their way. They work
Mhm.
for me, right? You heard about the painter who travels to 38 countries a year while the painting company works for him.
Yep,
Why doesn't that resonate with people? Why doesn't that resonate with you? I don't understand that.
because I like training dogs.
Okay, so volunteer and train dogs.
Yeah, I mean that's not like not it's not that I would rule that out, but I mean that's what I like to do. So
Okay, so would you do it?
keep doing it.
Would you want to do it? Do you love it so much that you would pay for the privilege of training dogs?
I mean, yeah, I mean I have so
You
far.
have paid people so you can train their dogs. So if I have a dog and I say, Brian, come over and train my dog, how much are you going to pay me to train my dog?
Well,
How
I mean
much
I'm
would
not
you?
not currently still doing that, but initially at first I was training dogs either for free or very little, and my time and travel was costing me money because I just wanted to get
Yeah, but
experience.
that's different. You're volunteering your time because you know there's a payout at the end, right? If there was no payout at the end, would you still do it
For my own dogs, yeah.
for your own dogs? See, when I play pickleball, I pay to play. I pay for the privilege of playing pickleball. I play in tournaments. I play dearly for those tournaments, right? I think you're
Yeah.
confusing, the joy of doing something. See, most people lie to themselves. They say, I love my job, I love my job, I love my job. Because if they don't say that, they're going to go crazy and they're going to jump off a bridge, right?
Okay.
So I think you need to be honest with yourself. Be true to yourself.
Yeah, I
Right?
mean, I chose the dog industry because I love to train the dogs. I could have done something else.
Okay, I
But
love dogs too, but it doesn't mean that I'm gonna turn that into a business because I don't see any profit in that.
there's
How
no
are you gonna
profit.
feel in 40 years after training dogs for 40 years?
If I just trained dogs for 40 years, I'd probably be exhausted, tired, broken down.
Because that's what happens when you turn a hobby into a business. Within a couple of years, you start resenting that business, you start hating that business, right? A good buddy of mine loves playing beach volleyball, and he almost turned pro. He starts a beach volleyball league. Now, while everybody else is playing, he has to work. So now he resents the sport that he loved. And yeah, he does make pretty good money, but now he hates, it's work. It's no longer fun for him. He took the fun out of playing volleyball.
Mhm.
That's the process you're on, right? And besides, a business is not something the owner does with his hands because you can't scale if you're working with your hands. If you
Right?
can't see yourself hiring 50 or 100 dog trainers, and how are you going to get in front of enough clients to, keep 50 or 100 dog trainers busy? Is it
I,
scalable what you're planning in your head?
I believe so.
Okay.
And I'm looking at other companies that are big, and I mean, they have franchises, they have a lot of employees. So, I mean, they're scaling.
Okay.
So,
How much do you have for a marketing budget?
as much as necessary.
Okay. Are you a good trainer? Do you have good techniques or do you have proven techniques?
Yeah, I mean, yes, I am good. I have proven
Okay.
tech.
How many reviews do you have?
Um, 4.
4. Okay. Not 400, 4.
Yeah, 4. I've only been doing it a couple of years,
Okay.
and we had a registered business for a couple months. So
Okay. But how many dogs have you trained overall?
overall, 100 or so,
Okay.
but a lot of them were for like Toronto Animal Services or through my work.
Okay. But that's still people, right? Inside those companies who can give you a review.
Well, I mean, I don't think like I work for Toronto Animal Services through my job, so I don't think they're going to give me a personal review or a review on my company.
If you ask nicely, they will. I'm sure you know people within Toronto Animal Services, right? You say hello to someone, don't you?
Yeah, like I train the vet techs and stuff,
Okay.
and then
Well, if you are truly committed to doing this and you understand that it's not going to be the easiest business you can start, but if you are truly committed to this, I can help you start a business. But it's probably going to be 2 or 3 times more difficult than the top 10 most profitable businesses.
yeah, but I mean, so if you started another business that you don't really care about, like,
Okay,
isn't there?
hold on, hold on. Let's stop talking about Brian because we're not getting anywhere. Because Brian has put up these defenses and he's hiding behind those defenses. So let's talk about something else, right? Let's talk about my businesses.
Okay,
How many of my businesses am I passionate about?
maybe 0.
Okay, why? But doesn't that contradict what you just said?
No, because that's you. Like, you're not choosing the career path based on passion.
Right. Because who should be passionate about what they do?
Why not? I don't understand.
My employees should be passionate about what they do. That's what they're trained to do, right? They're dealing with, the client,
Mhm.
right? My job is to motivate my people. Technically, my job is to motivate my partner who motivates my people,
Right.
right? So I want to design businesses to work for me while I spend time on the pickleball court or the sailboat or the cottage, or while I'm in Europe,
Mhm.
right? So what I'm trying to tell you, Brian, and forgive me for being harsh on you, because the decisions you're making today, you will deeply, deeply regret 10 or 15 years down the road. And you can't say you weren't warned. Okay. What you want today, what you wanted when you were 16 or 18, and what you want today are different. What you're going to want 5 or 10 years from today are going to be different.
Yeah.
Okay. So my suggestion to you is anticipate what your needs are going to be 20 and 30 years down the road and plan for those.
Yeah, well, I mean, I would assume it involves needing money, so I'm trying to figure out how to make money. But I mean,
Okay.
so like I don't see what is the problem with working. Like a lot of people, most people work.
And most people are miserable at it. Have you ever been on the subway system at 7 o'clock in the morning? Do
Yeah.
you see one smiling face on the subway system at 7 o'clock in the morning?
No, not those people. But I mean,
Exactly.
not those people, but I mean, professional athletes, that's a job. I'm sure they like it.
Well, I don't think you can compare what you're doing to a professional athlete, and you're kind of in between a business and a job. So you're not truly a job, and you're not a business, right? So
Okay,
you're in the middle somewhere.
an actor then, like that's kind of the same thing, and I'm sure they like it.
Uh, I've had actor clients. If you're Tom Cruise or high level, yeah, they certainly like it. But going to auditions, no, it's a miserable life. And serving food just so you can go to auditions and barely have enough to make money. No,
Yeah, I'm
it's not.
not an A-lister, so like a
Yeah.
very successful, like I'm sure they like it. So
Yeah,
like
but
if I'm,
what are the odds of being A-lister? And what are the odds of you winning the lottery 3 times in a row?
I mean, is it that hard to be a successful dog trainer? Like, is it the same difficulty being a successful dog trainer as being an A-list actor?
Okay, well, okay, let's look at success rates. What are the failure rates in business?
As far as I know, pretty high. Like, I don't know,
Give me a number.
above 80%.
96%.
Okay.
98% in restaurants. About
Mhm.
99.5% in the tech industry. Okay. Dog training, I have no idea. No idea. But considering it's a niche market, I wouldn't say it would be under 96%.
Okay. Well, I mean, uh, I
What I
mean,
would
if
su- what I
go
would
ahead.
suggest, I'm not asking you to make a decision. I'm just asking you to look at the evidence, look at statistics. That's all I'm asking. And generally, when we start working with someone, one of the first things we do is to do a skills and asset inventory spreadsheet. Let's figure out what you have, right? In terms of skills and assets. You have assets, which is damn good. And the second thing we do is we create another spreadsheet comparing at least 10 different businesses together with at least 20 different KPIs.
What's the KPI?
key points of interest, like measuring quality of life, measuring profitability, measuring, 20 different things. Eventually you're a young guy. You have, what's your story? How old are you and what's your goal?
38,
Okay.
and my goal is, I mean, financial freedom. I mean, like, sure, like millionaire is nice, but I wouldn't say it's the goal. I just want like to not worry about paying bills and stuff, not go broke.
Okay. So it's hard to retire with less than $1 million today. Do you
Yeah,
understand that?
yes.
A
So
million dollars is not worth $1 million.
right.
Okay. Because you're paying 60% tax.
Yep.
Okay. So $1 million is not that much. When I was
Right.
born, yeah, $1 million was a lot. But today, no, it isn't. It isn't. You can't even buy a house in Toronto for $1 million,
No, that's true.
right? So $1 million is not that much.
Yeah. I
So,
mean, part of it is that like I don't have anything holding me in like Toronto. So I mean I have looked at like moving abroad. So
okay,
like
where?
right now I was looking at Belize. I
Okay.
was like South America or Europe or Caribbean, but yeah, Belize kind of was standing out to me. Just kind of just tropical island where you could just hang out.
Okay. See, I can't stand the heat. Even today was too hot for me.
Yeah, I
So,
don't really like the heat either. That's true.
and
I
I don't
don't.
want to live inside where you have to go from air conditioning to air conditioning to air conditioning. To me, that's
Yeah,
not living.
yeah, and I've heard it is very hot there.
Very hot and very muggy. I have
Yeah.
some friends moving to the Cayman Islands because it's a tax haven,
Mhm.
right? So, but then you have to ask how many dogs are there in the Cayman Islands, and do they want their dogs trained, or are they just wild dogs running all over the place,
Right.
right?
Yeah, I
So,
looked into that a bit over there, and I mean, the population can't compare to the GTA, so I'm not even gonna go there.
yeah,
Um, I mean, the island, I was looking at an island that's more of like an expat type island. So, I mean, it has a lot of Europeans and North Americans. So they have money and they have pet dogs. But again, the population isn't that big.
yeah. Have you studied out of how many thousands of people do you have to reach to get one client that says, yeah, Brian, train my dog for me? How many thousands do you have to reach? Do you have those numbers?
I do not.
Okay. I think that would be an interesting study. I mean, I can tell you how many, you know, homeowners you have to reach to get a painting contract or a roofing contract. We've been studying those for 85 years. But in terms of dog training, I don't have that. Um, Now, one of the top 10 most profitable businesses, I mean, it's not at the top, but it's closer to the bottom, is, healthy dog food.
Yeah.
Um, so I think if you tie in, if you have, let's say, 50 dog trainers and, their true goal is to sell the dog food on subscription model, now I could get excited about that, right? Because now you're building a client for life. Because once you train the dog is trained. Unless
Yeah.
that dog dies and you need to replace that dog, you've got no residual income. But if they're ordering food from you every week or twice a month, now you've got residual, right?
Hmm.
So,
Yeah. But I mean, like, for example, the model that I talked about, or like if I had grooming, walking, and training all together, I mean,
yeah,
those training dogs will be getting groomed and walked. So that is something.
yeah. And grooming is what, once a month, or how often do
Once a month, maybe it's even less, like 6 to 8 weeks or so.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So I would suggest you join our group mentoring sessions every Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern time. Start creating those spreadsheets. What's the most important factor in starting a business?
I don't know, I would maybe just having having it mapped out first, but I
Yeah, a
don't know.
business blueprint is very important, but even more important than that, it's trust,
Okay,
right? Building trust with your future potential clients. So
yeah,
working today to build trust with people who are going to need you 5 years from today or 3 years from today,
mhm,
right? Because if you want to grow to 50 trainers, you need to start doing that type of work. Did you hear me talk about the bookkeeping business, how we started designing and creating credibility for that business 12 years ago, and we don't launch that business until March of 27?
no, I didn't hear that.
Okay. Yeah. So building trust and credibility is the difference between a 96% failure rate and a 1% failure rate. That's the difference. Okay. So you
Yeah,
got to do the work before you launch the business.
okay, so I mean, in that case, how would you make money if you're just like, what work are you doing and how is it supporting you if you're not making money from it?
Well, my income is from management consulting. We redesign companies.
Not you, like a person. So me, if I'm going
Okay.
to
Well, you keep
trust,
doing what you're doing. You keep doing what you're doing because you're paying your bills right now, right?
yep,
You keep doing what you're doing. I mean, you can expedite things. Um, but it really depends on which business. You can expedite, I mean, we can move the if you're going to start a bookkeeping business, we can move it forward. But I would suggest you don't launch the business until you have at least 100,000 followers. I'm trying to get to 20 million followers.
yeah,
Okay. So, but in terms of, there's certain ways we can help you, but in terms of dog training, I'm not sure we can, have a lot of influence there. Even though my videos get 20 million views every 14 days or so. Right.
mhm,
But you need that type of exposure if you want clients to come to you.
right. Okay, well, I have no idea how to get 100,000 followers.
Well, that's what we teach. That's what we help you do.
Okay.
So how serious are you about getting this done? From 0
Um,
to 10.
I'm not sure. I would say 6 because I want to train dogs, but it doesn't have to be my business. It could just be my own dogs. So I mean, I'm not closed to other businesses.
Okay, good
Like
to hear.
wouldn't say I'm a 10 in dog training. Like another because I was thinking about Belize, I was thinking I would buy a property and then I was thinking, oh, maybe I would build as a flying. I was thinking, man, maybe I would do like more real estate stuff and just train dogs, my own dogs basically, or train a dog for fun if it happened to come around type of thing. So yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll give you an example. What I find is people, get these ideas and they fall in love with the idea because they look at the idea in the vacuum. They don't compare those ideas. And that's why the comparing at least 10 or 12 different businesses together makes a lot of sense because nobody does that, right? Nobody does that. And they make stupid decisions because of it.
Right.
So everybody talks about real estate. And, I used to flip 12 houses a month. I've invested in a lot of real estate. Um, I regret that, deeply regret that, even though I did make some money. let me give you an example. If I can take $50,000 to start a $5 million painting business or bookkeeping business, and that gives me, $500,000 each year. So I'm taking $50,000 to give me $500,000 each year. Show me how you can do that in real estate. You can't.
Yeah, no, no,
You can't, right? And you need a lot of capital for real estate,
right.
right? Then you have to wait 15 or 30 years for it to double in value,
Yep.
right? So,
Yeah, I mean, I was the I don't know if all the info is accurate. That's another thing I have to like figure out how to verify and stuff. But the Airbnb or like rental properties in Belize, like for like a 4 or 5 bedroom, it's pulling in like 2, 3, 400,000 dollars. So I mean that seemed good.
yeah, assuming you can get, it rented, right?
Yeah,
Assuming it doesn't become illegal, just like it's illegal in BC,
right.
right? Because, I used to love Airbnb when it came out. I thought that's a great idea. But the travel and tourism lobby is very powerful. And you think Hilton and those companies like you taking money away from their table? They don't, right? So they're working very hard today and for the next 10 years to make it illegal all over the world.
Right.
So there's that problem.
Mhm.
So, I mean, it may happen, it might not happen, right? I mean, people are trying to get rid of TikTok because, it's for, freedom of speech. But Trump has promised to keep it alive. So I'm hoping Trump wins, but he may not, right? So you never know what's going on in the future. So, and this is why I like boring businesses, right? A
Right.
painting business, it doesn't matter if Trump gets elected or not, right? It doesn't matter if Airbnb gets, banned or not, right? It still has predictable income. It has for the past 40 or 50 years. It will for the next 40 or 50 years, right? Nobody's working hard to get rid of painters around the world. Nobody, right? Nobody's working hard to get rid of bookkeepers. Nobody, right?
Mhm.
But some people are working hard to get rid of Airbnb and digital currency and stuff like that, right? So
Right.
you gotta try to understand what's going to happen in the world in the future, right?
Well, I mean, I think like back to dogs, I don't see people not having dogs.
True,
So
but I think you'd be more successful in some countries than others.
yeah, and I mean, in let's say if I stayed in Ontario, there's a big population. There's a lot of people with money. Like
Yeah,
a lot
and
of my clients live in, these huge ass houses. So I mean, if I stayed here or in North America, it's probably pretty good.
yeah, and my family alone, we have 11 dogs in
Yeah.
my immediate family. But I don't know any of them that hired a professional dog trainer. But then again, I'm not sure that that was an option, right?
Yeah.
Nobody's approached us and say, "Hey, I can make your dog obedient. I can make your dog listen to you," right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, so I did take like a dog business course and like I part of the program that I have, if I launched it, I didn't really do the launch yet, which kind of happy seeing your like live today that I probably shouldn't do a launch yet, but in any case, it's like a 6 month, 6K program. It includes like a month of boarding. And I mean,
A
the
month of what? Sorry.
boarding at my house and I train the dog for a month, but
Okay.
then it goes back for 5 months and I have like a bunch of other things for the client. And if I onboarded like 3.5 dogs a month, that would be like $250,000 a year. So I feel like scaling that isn't that difficult because it doesn't require like 10,000 dogs.
So how much are you charging per dog?
For the 6 months, it's 6,000. And I have
Holy
a
shit.
that's 2,000, and then I just do like consults for 350. So I mean, it doesn't take a lot of dogs to make a lot of money because I don't do like one-off training because it doesn't make you can't secure enough. You'd have to have like thousands of clients a year if you just did one-offs. So I just sell packages.
Okay, sorry, I'm still confused. What is a package? What's inside a package?
Let's say there's like dog reactivity, like dogs that bark at other dogs that they see or other people. So I'll have a dog like that, which, the person wants to be able to walk their dog any time of day. They want to take their dog to picnics or wherever they want to go with their dog. So I'll have like a 6 month package where like 1 month of that, the dog's living with me and I'm taking it everywhere. I'm exposing it. I'm desensitizing it to like different environments. And then by the time it goes home, it's a dog that they can take anywhere. And then like the following months, I'm like working with them through like online courses or like a Facebook message board or private training, and I'm passing enough skills onto them that they can maintain the work that I did.
Okay. Okay, I have a question though. I keep hearing there's no such thing as a bad dog, it's only bad owners.
Mhm.
So when you're training a dog, aren't you really training the owner?
Uh, I mean, that's part of it, but I mean, there is dogs that behave poorly. I mean, I genetically, maybe there's not so many dogs that you would just say are just write-offs. Like most dogs can be helped, but I mean, a dog that's barking at another dog, it's not necessarily because of their owner. It doesn't like other dogs. So I can help the dog with that. And then I can transfer enough skills to the owner that they can maintain what I did. Whereas, like, if I just do one offs, like, hey, let's just do 3 sessions, they're not going to get enough skills. And I'm not going to teach the dog enough skills for their dog to be good enough to take anyone. So that's why I sell those packages instead.
Okay. So it's always one-on-one packages? Don't you do classroom group training?
Not at the moment because I don't have enough clients. So I figured the best way with like not having a lot of clients is to do these packages. If I came to a point where I had a lot of clients, then a group class would make even more than the packages because like $100 a person, 6 people, 600 an hour. Like it it would be better to do group classes if I had enough clients. Yeah.
Okay. Well, like I said, my videos get in front of 20 million views every 14 days or so. We just got to create a strategy to get in front of dog lovers,
Yeah.
right? In the GTA,
Yeah.
right?
That's what I do. Like
So,
I just think it's at least the way I'm doing it, like I think it is scalable because I don't do like 3 sessions or whatever. I sell these packages. And so, I only have to sell these packages. And if I can have 50 trainers on packages, then that is a lot of money.
but first you have to have the clients, right? So you need to create the need first.
Yes. So that part too is like I was thinking like because there's so many different
No,
areas.
sorry. Creating the clients is part one, not part two.
Yeah,
First you get the clients, then you get the employees.
right. Yeah.
Okay.
And so I was thinking like because there's so many different areas of dog training, like dogs that have separation anxiety or this or that, like I should pick one type of training. So I was thinking I would pick the reactive type dogs because I don't know. If I'm guessing, I would say at least 50% of dogs have that issue. So that would probably be the place to market. And I would say 90% of trainers or most trainers are not actually good at that or focused on that. So I think that would be like the area to try to target and
Okay. And
happy
what's your success rate with that problem?
to 100. Like,
Really?
yeah, I mean, okay, so maybe a dog who's like 95% of the time reactive, like I'd say worst case scenario is I can get the dog down to like 15%. So anywhere from like almost not reactive to not reactive, I would say 100%. So
Okay.
it
And
can make a big difference with every dog. I can't say every dog will be completely never reactive.
right, okay. All right, well, like I said, I would suggest two different avenues if you want to work together. We can do the group mentoring or the individual mentoring where we have Zoom conversations like this on a weekly basis. And because we both live in the same city, we can get together for lunch or something to talk about strategy. But I would suggest you start ASAP because I usually say if you're going to start a business within the next 10 years, you should start organic marketing today, right? Because if you're already looking for clients, it means you're going to fly the airplane and build the airplane at the same time, and it's not the easiest thing to do.
Yeah. I I I've held off on, like, I have a website, but I've held off on like putting out an ad campaign because I don't really want clients when I don't have everything set.
Yeah, I would not do an ad campaign. The
Yeah.
quality of the leads are not good leads. Everybody knows that you're buying, the first page on Google, and subconsciously they distrust that. If you're there organically, that's a different story.
Yeah, I mean, I would like to, yeah, grow organically. And yeah, that would be good.
Yeah. But the question you have to ask yourself is how many times are people, searching best dog trainers, Markham, Ontario, or wherever you are? I'm not sure that there's a lot of searches. And I think you're going to create the need by creating content because my family, as an example, we have 11 or 12 dogs. None of them are thinking about or searching best dog trainers, Toronto area. None
Do
of them.
they do they all live in the city?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh,
So none of them are searching. But I guarantee you, if they saw, a great dog trainer and they saw, behavior before and after, they would say, "Oh, okay." Especially my niece who, has a dog that bites people and she has have the dog on her lap every time there's a family function, or else he'll nip at people.
so even her, she doesn't even think about getting it trained?
No, she's settled that that's the way the dog is, and that's the way it is, right?
Yeah, I guess a lot of people would do that. But so then I guess like if there was videos showing it doesn't have to be that way, maybe
Yeah.
that.
If she saw a video with a dog acting like that, then she saw a video, 3 months later showing the same dog in the same environment acting differently, she was like, okay, that might be worth looking at, right? But you got to create the need. And I apologize, I have a Zoom call in 4 minutes.
Yeah.
So where would you like to go from here? The group mentoring is $44 a month. The individual is $565 a month.
Okay. I guess I would start with the group. And
Okay.
would it involve giving me a plan to build that trust?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I guess I would start there.
Okay. I'll send you the links in in about an hour or so. Click on it. We have a group mentoring tomorrow night, 8 p.m.
Okay.
All right. We'll see you then.
Thanks. Okay. Bye.
Okay. Have a good night. Bye.